What up? My name is Emmanuel, aka Drina, and I forgot to record a video today. So, I'll just talk about what I planned to talk about yesterday. Well, I guess I planned it yesterday to talk about it today, but whatever. Um, to continue the trend of controversial topics, I'll be talking about me personally, how my view on medicine. Of course, I don't have a medical degree. My family has a lot of people in like medicine. My mom, I think she thought about it, but I don't think she ever did it. But like other people in my family, like they were people who were about to get into medicine, but they, if you know about Johns Hopkins, then you know why a lot of people distrust doctors. Um, I'm not gonna speak too much on what my mom went through, but it was horrific, basically. But that was the doctor itself. But then again, Johns Hopkins is very notorious for its malpractice. Well, that's like the malpractice hospital. If we're talking about malpractices in hospitals, that's the one. But they like maybe I'll make a TikTok talking about it. But I don't believe in. I believe in some medicine, right? Obviously, medicine comes from. It's just a bunch of different like herbs and things, and it's like all like mixed together, and then they take out like different like whatever like aspects from those herbs, and then they, of course, there's medicine that actually like that makes sense, but I think that's like for things are like for like physically ill and the such. Maybe I don't believe in just taking medicine just to take it, right? Like I don't think that you should really take a whole bunch of supplements, because if you've ever taken like a lot of supplements before, even ones that you're deficient in, me personally, I just piss it out. Like that's what makes your pee neon green, neon like highlighter color. If you've ever pissed highlighter color and you take supplements, that's why you're pissing out the extra nutrients that you don't need, because it's just so much, right? You can just get the nutrients from eating right and eating healthy, right? Like and as such, right? So, but I think that there are other things that you can do to like stifle colds and things like that. But if you like an STD, nigga, take medicine. Go to the doctor, take some medicine, get diagnosed, all that stuff, right? I'm trying to speak too loud because my landlord's like living. He sleeps like right there, so the other side of the wall. But anyways, it's like like you don't need to take medicine for everything, right? And especially, I don't believe that anybody should take any medicine that affects their brain, your noggin, okay? Because I think it just dulls your personality. And I'm a person of who believes that like whatever God gives you, you don't need medicine to live, right? There is always a point in time in which where before you whatever you were not taking that medicine, the medication, right? I think that but deteriorative diseases that like deteriorate your brain, that's a whole other thing. That's like an actual disease. Like, that's like an actual thing that's physical, and it's not like mental. You know what I'm trying to say? Like there's a difference between taking medication to stifle dementia, and taking medication to change your fucking personality. There's two different distinct things, right? But like medication for ADHD is just why? Like why? I mean, sure, it's hard to be in society, but dude, that makes you like a, you ever notice everybody who fucking talks about it says, oh, it makes you like a robot, right? Adderall, I mean, sure, it makes you more productive. It makes you focus. It makes you like a quote unquote normal person, right? But maybe you're not a fucking normal person. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay not to, it's like taking medication for BPD. Me personally, I don't know if I have BPD. I'm pretty sure I don't. Well, I don't know. I that's not something I would get diagnosed. I personally don't believe. Not that I don't believe in it, but I don't want to get diagnosed for anything. Personally. But I've shown signs. People say, "Oh no, blah blah blah," but like I've stifled away from showing people signs like that, right? Like I'm very good at covering up like my personality and my and myself, but I don't use medication for that. But I think that like therapy, but including like certain spiritual practices. I know, kill him, you what? But yes, like meditation has been proven to help people, right? And there are more ways to like channel calmness than just meditation, right? Like you can make your own method of meditation, right? And I think that but I think whatever makes you the most comfortable is whatever you should do. You know, that's how you should do that, right? Like, I believe that people like people who are bipolar, they really, I mean, my mom was bipolar, I'm schizophrenic, and I think I got the bipolar part. Maybe the schizophrenic part too, I don't know. But I definitely got the bipolar part. And my mood swings, right? But I have that shit under control. You know what I mean? Like, I was able to like grab bipolar by the nuts, by the gooch, and make it mine. You know, like if you get control over that, right, you will realize that you just feel things so much stronger, so much more, right? And when you experience all of the extremes, but when you experience the extremes in ways that serve you, then dude, you become a whole different like person, right? Like if you like not a whole different person, you become you, man. Like you become you, like it's absolutely insane. Like, and they'll give you all these meds just for you to be like, oh well, when you're not on the meds, you develop a dependency, right? But I don't know. Think about like your ancestors. Did they have that medication? No, they probably took like drugs or whatever. But still, they didn't have all that, right? Maybe they took it. Maybe they took it to some things, but it's just in a far more diluted way, right? And there wasn't like a billion different things at the same fucking time, just for you to be like a normal human being. When on lifestyle, you have all these medications, all these different side effects that are fucking up your body, whatever. And it's like, you know, sometimes you'll end up in a worse state than before because you develop a dependency and say you're not someone who has a lot of income. Then what do? You gotta do whatever you can, man. Like, I'm not gonna talk about my mom. Like my mom didn't take hers. Sorry, whoops. She didn't take hers. I'm not gonna see what she did with it, but she didn't take hers, dude. Like I didn't take hers, man. And I don't know, she was like the nicest person, dude. Like when my mom would interact with people, it's like people fell in love like instantly. Like I remember one day when I was little, I was looking at her, and it was like, and she was like talking to people, and it was like, dude, it's like a movie, right? It's like, she's like a legend that you talk about with people. It's like you tell her how she was, and people be like, nah, that's not right. That's not true, right? Like, you know, and I fully believe my mom and her stories, bro. Like, my mom was not a liar, if anything. I know it's not gonna be a rant about my mom, but like, dude, my mom has so many different things that she went through from when she was like a teenager and like before and beyond, right? It's like I don't know. People speak like my mom's not a liar, dude. And I kind of don't want to like. There's like one story I want to say, but she, but like, I don't know. It got real quiet in here. But it's like I don't know. If I told you that my mom a long time ago beat LL Cool J in a rap battle, and they, but it was like when he was up and coming, so they gave him the win. Like, would you believe that? She's not a New York nigga, so she doesn't lie. She wasn't a habitual liar, right? But it's like, dude, I don't know. But my mom was bipolar and schizophrenic, and the medication would only dull that. Like her, would only dull like her magnetism. Like, bro, people, so many people fell in love with her, my mom, bro. Like, and I can't tell you just how great she was. How, you know, a part of me wishes she didn't go with my dad. Um, and yes, I would be the same fucking person because you're with your mom, by the way. You're with your mom when she was in your grandma. So, yes, I would still be me, right? And I would still be her son, just a different person. And I wish she didn't like go through that, whatever. But it is what it is, right? It's like, bro, if my mom had taken her medication, it would only dull her. But because she wasn't dulled, she was attacked by like family. She was ostracized by family, and like my grandma would just treat her like the absolute worst ever and judge her so harshly. And like just whenever she could, she would talk just just dirt on her. And people like to just like strangers too. It's like, oh, you know, she had 8 kids in a bad way. When she was little, they told her, oh no, you can't have children ever. And when all she wanted was to be able to have children, and she had 8 kids. That is beautiful, dude. That is that's insane. Like, bro, I'm not supposed to be alive. You know how crazy, like, and this is like beyond the whole telling her she not supposed to have kids. She was supposed to like die when she was little. Like, she was in a bubble, dude. Like, in a hospital, she was in a bubble, and she had an out of body experience, right? And I don't even know. She had a very close connection to God, bro. Like, I can't even explain the connection to God that she had. Like, I'm not supposed to be alive at all. The doctor deadass told her, oh, she actually predicted my date of birth and predicted that I was going to be born early. Like, she's like, oh, he's all supposed to be born on New Year's, but the doctor said, oh, blah blah blah, and she's like, oh, December 30th. And he's like, yeah, how'd you know that, right? Like, bro, I'm not like the doctor deadass told her before I was about to be born. She said it's either going to be me or her, and she was like, I don't care. Let's do it anyway. I guess God told her. She's like, the doctor said, like, yeah, you could. There's a high chance because you could die from him being born. Do you? And she's like, it's either gonna be you or him, but not both. And guess what? She lived until she was like what 61. Like, bro, rest in peace. Like, dude. And like, I don't know. I'm not gonna talk about what she was gonna name me or whatever. But like, yo, like if my dad wasn't there, my name would not be Marcus. If my dad was not there, my name would be Angel. If my dad was not there, my name would be Angel Emmanuel. Beep. But it's like, dude, I don't know. And the medication with Daz only suppressed that. Only suppress it. It wouldn't make her whatever, right? And sure, it was harder for her to integrate into society, but she was such a beautiful person, such a beautiful soul. Like, I don't know. Like if you go to a certain street in Baltimore, I'm not gonna say where, but if you go to like a certain street in Baltimore, you ask about my mom, her nickname. I'm not gonna say her nickname. Then people be like, oh, like she used to dead ass beat up teenagers, bro, teenage boys, grown ass men. She used to beat up men. Like, that was badass, dude. Rest in peace. But like, that's part of the reason why I don't believe in medication to alter your personality, because you have no idea how beautiful a personality you could have. And this is for everybody. Like, you have no idea how beautiful of a personality you could have if you just dull yourself, right? But that's not to say that there aren't challenges to be able to work for you to work on for your own for your own sake, your own mental health, right? Like having to deal with the shadow aspects of that, I believe, is part of everyone's journey. But I think it's just a part of learning yourself. And you should not be afraid of learning yourself, right? It's just like, you can always overcome any sort of depression. You can always overcome any sort of anxiety, right? And I believe personally it's propaganda. And the depression, the anxiety telling you, oh, you can't overcome this, you can't overcome this. And it's propaganda from other people like, oh, you can't overcome blah, 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 blah. So you should take this medication, right? And of course, it's a chemical imbalance in the brain, but you can always overcome your brain, man. Always. Like, there's the antidepressants. When I was on antidepressants, they helped me a little bit, but I just got off of it because I felt the same, right? Like, not that I felt the same, but it's like, I didn't work through my own shadow because of that. So you get through that and you push through that and you don't hurt yourself and you don't do this, that, the third, right? Like, you swear to yourself you're not gonna hurt yourself, you want to do this, you're not gonna do that. Then, dude, you will become unstoppable if you don't take the medication. Now, of course, if you take like actual medication to help against like the deterioration of the deteriorating, to fight the deterioration of your brain, right? That's a whole other thing, okay? Like, take medication for that, of course. Like, but do things to protect and build up your body, not things to fucking alter it to fit in with something that's not you or of you, because then that will keep you away from your soul family and people you were meant to be around, right? Anyways, and we'll do others a disservice of never knowing or speaking to the real you, in which the real you could deadass help somebody just by interacting with them. I guarantee you, my mom helped a lot of people just by talking to them. Anyways, I'm done. Toodles.